3, 2, 1. Hey YouTubers, Grimmy Dragon here, and it's once again review time. And this time we are going to be taking a look at the Transformers Collectors Club subscription service 4.0. Looking at the first figure of that line, Double Target Master Needlenose. So why don't we get a good look at this guy and see how he turned out. Talk about kicking things off with a bang. The club decided to start the fourth subscription service off with a Double Target Master in Needlenose, who is basically a repaint of Fireflight, but he is very well done. As you can see, he's got a nice assortment of paint apps. This cockpit section is completely painted. It is actually molded in the same plastic as the rest of the jet, but it is painted blue for accuracy to the character. Although I'm not quite sure why they didn't just mold it in blue plastic. I guess they had to work with what the original mold was going for as far as colors. But yeah, it's a little strange, but I do appreciate the effort. As you can see, the guns do post right at the bottom. So yeah, that's pretty cool. And you got some nice striping here, and that's also very well done. It goes all the way from the tip of the wing to almost to the cockpit, which is really cool. Got some more in the back. Got some paint on the back tail fins, and unfortunately it's not as well done as the wings, but it is still very nice. I like that metallic green. It looks good. I wish it kind of went all the way up to the center, like followed the molding, much like the wings do, but you know, I'm sure they have limits too. As you can see, tail fin is also painted very well. And yeah, he's got Decepticon sigils on the tail fins instead of the front wings. Not bad. Now, I never owned a G1 Needlenose, so I can't do any comparisons. But we do have Sunbeam and Zigzag. I believe he was renamed for this one. One sec, I do gotta check the bio card real quick. Okay, yeah, he was called Z-Putty. Yeah, so you got Sunbeam here and Z-Putty here. That's a little bit of a weird name, but whatever. We know him as Zigzag anyway. At least G1ers would know him as Zigzag. Anyway, yeah, really cool design on him. Using the Scoop Target Masters, which is pretty cool. Just repainting them. Yeah, so yeah, we got some. They're easy to transform too, so you just flip them around, put the arms together in the back, flip that down, and you got a gun. You can also flip it up. Well, knocked Z-Putty, Sunbeam down, but you can just flip it up and it will peg onto the wing. So you can take these guys and actually mount them in vehicle mode, which is always good. You can actually use the Target Masters with the vehicle mode and it will work out pretty well. So I'm happy about that. So yeah, we got a very nice vehicle there. And just for a comparison, let's bring in Fireflight. As you can see, now it is a very stark difference between the original and this new repaint, and it is a very good repaint. People will be upset that it is a repaint, but hey, that's what the club does. So yeah. But yeah, it is a very nice repaint of Fireflight, and I do like it. But I guess we should get him into robot mode and see how that looks. Okay, so now that we got Needlenose in his robot mode, he's looking pretty good for the most part. As you can see, the most of the paint work is actually done around his body, where he's got his arms painted purple. Got that interesting deco on his legs, where he's got the black and the blue and the metallic green and even the yellow and purple there, which is pretty nice. And then he's got his head, which, while this is the air raid head, it does look a lot like Needlenose. And there's a couple differences. Just like in the head crest where Needlenose normally has like that slotted look. This one is actually very close to the character though, and I do like it. Sadly, the chest area seems like it's a little dull. While the paintwork is mostly pretty good, the chest does seem to look a little boring. It's just a flat gray all around with one Decepticon sigil there. I don't know how accurate that is to the original toy, but yeah, it's a little duller than I would have liked, but it's still a good figure. And, that's a minor complaint for the most part. Also included here, you got Sunbeam, who's in purple with the white boots, and Zigzag, who's in black with the yellow boots. And they're looking pretty good. The Target Masters that go with Needlenose here, and they are pretty much just repaints of these guys, Hole Punch and Tracer. And yeah, I know Zigzag's called Z Putty in this set because of trademark issues, but he still looks pretty good. And yeah, they do work pretty well. Now you got a couple options, much like we saw in vehicle mode. You can just turn these guys flat out into individual blasters, or you can take advantage of this little peg and port system on the guys and go ahead and combine them into a super weapon. And yeah, it goes in solid. Fits right in Needlenose's hand. And yeah, he's got a super gun. But that's not even the whole thing, because these little weapons can do so much more. Now this works better with this gun, but you can actually peg it into the hole on the back of the trigger for either Target Master and plug it in directly to the gun, so you can use the blaster and still use the Target Masters. It is possible to do it with the hand-foot gun, but it's not as effective. Again, there's a little hole right there on the trigger. Gun goes in. Yeah, and unfortunately this one does not peg in all the way because, well, it's a big bulky gun and it doesn't quite fit in as well as one would like. But still cool that it's a still cool bonus that they can do this. And I do like it. I really do like it. Now, this is a Combiner Wars figure, but before we get into that, let's do a quick comparison with Air Raid. Same mold. Again, there's a lot of differences, lots of similarities. I mean, the paint does wonders for making this mold as someone else, and the club does a great job. But yeah, this is a Combiner Wars figure, so we should see how well he combines. Okay, so here we got Needlenose and his arm configuration on Galvatronus. I kind of wanted to keep this all Decepticon if I could, so hey, Cyclonus is a combiner, why not use him, right? Anyway, Needlenose does make an effective arm, much like it Firefly did. So yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious he works. Well articulated. Got a forward, backward, in and out, bicep swivel, and a double jointed elbow, along with a wrist swivel, and opening hands and thumb. So yeah, he's pretty articulated. Now, and this is pretty common for all the combiner limbs, in arm mode at least. But he can also go into leg mode, which I will be putting a picture right here. So yeah, it'll be right here, right on top of Galvatronus here. So yeah, that should give you an idea of what the leg mode looks like. But yeah, I mean, Needlenose is an excellent addition to any combiner, and he is a great standalone. Okay, and that was Needlenose. Chest is a little blander than I'd like, but the paint job all around otherwise is wonderful. The club is doing a very good job with the paint jobs, especially for vehicle modes. So I would like to see more from them, and I am very interested in how this subscription service is turning out. So hopefully it will continue to knock them out of the park. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this little review. Please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next round. Take care out there, whatever you are.